Greetings everybody and welcome to a new video. My name is Fuko and today we have a look at the Spearcrest from Isle of Myths. The creator is TheRealShadlos and Blue Zuko, and it's a big carnivore, like a T-Rex sized carnivore I believe. I'm not quite sure about it, but that's at least what this description is telling me. So they're spawning on Carnivore Island, on mountains, on Scorched Earth mountains, desert biodome, and bioluminescent regions. So it's also an aberration spawn, it seems, which would make this one the biggest aberration predator outside of the Reaper, I believe. So I'm not going that much into the abilities of this dino just yet. I just want to show you guys that it's trank tame and it prefers extraordinary kibble. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna tame us a crest head, and we are looking at the carnivore island on the island as the first try. By the way, the creator of this dinosaur is also the creator of the Sky Shroud Drakara. They are both part of the Isle of Myths dinosaur series or dinosaur group. So yeah, he already created great dinosaurs, so I'm excited to look into the Spearcrest. Apparently it's a very, very powerful predator, which is like made for like front row combat. It's like a beefy boy, so I'm very excited. I just need to find where the hell I put my long neck rifle, because I haven't playing Ark for a while and I cannot find anything anymore. Alright, we're all set up. I have my 495% long neck rifle. I have enough extraordinary kibble and tranquilizer darts, so we are all set up. Time to head out for Carnivore Island. I am unsure how rare these things are. I mean, they look kind of fancy, so I would assume they are like at least Rex, like between Rex or Giga level. And there's already a Tyrannosaurus here. But no Spearcrest. Carnos spawning in, a lot of Carnos. And everything's aggroing. On my Maywing, of course. You know what? I'm looking around the mountainous regions too, because on island they spawn at Carno Island, like Carnivorous Island, and all around the like high mountains. So I'm looking on the mountains next, and I'll be back as soon as I get one to spawn naturally, because I don't want to force one to spawn, and that's not the legit way. Look at that, after flying around a lot, one actually spawned, a level 80, not bad. Close to the Laguna. Let me see. Oh, you're a big boy. I would say... It's not quite as big as a Rex, I believe. It's like Allosaurus. So, you are probably very... Yep, you are very aggressive. But I love the animation. Look at how it looks. And the sound it makes. Oh, that's a mighty roar, my guy. But because it's Ark, the AI is just completely brain dead, so... Oh, he's losing a lot of torpor really, really fast. Oh, it's... Wow! Okay, now it wants me. I have very good armor, so I should be fine. Seems like it only like auto attacks. It doesn't have any dangerous like abilities that make me instantly fall dead to the ground or something like that. I will just straight up tank his shots. It's a fast boy, that's for sure. This dinosaur and we are competing about who is more fucking stupid. Beautiful, like, Triceratops-like crest on his head. They are losing a lot of topo really fast, so I should collect some narco berries. Not as fast as a Giga or anything, but still. I love the sound design. Do you hear this mighty like breathing while asleep? Okay, so on ×1, you need 6.5%. I'm not good at math. Probably like 15, 16 of the extraordinary kibble. But I won't sit here and do this, so I'm putting myself back to ×4 taming. Because I have this luxury. Actually sounds like me when I'm congested or have a cold and I'm out of nose spray. The Spearcrest saddle is an engram you can unlock at level 75, by the way. Quite high level for such an animal, I have to say, so I'm excited to see what it actually can do. You need to have a fabricator to create this saddle. I just learned this the hard way, because after I had a tech replicator, I demolished my fabricator. There was no reason for it, but all these mods, for some reason, are very adamant about their things being crafted in like low tier stuff. I put like 4 or 3 other dinosaurs next to the crest. I always want to say Razor Crest, but that's a Star Wars ship. Yeah, Spearcrest. So here you see the size difference between them, with the very small Carno, then the Terizino, and the big Rex. It is right in the middle, so it would be as big as an Allosaurus, about. What I really like about the saddle is that it really gives it the, like a Dark Age, like, horse armor, metal plates and stuff over it, so it's actually a saddle that would give you armor, so it makes sense that the armor has an armor stud on it, right? So yeah, let's see what this little guy can actually do. First of all, I give you guys a little fly around without the saddle, how this creature is actually looking like, and I am really excited about the texture of this animal. They did a really great job about modeling it. I love these spikes all across his back, and then the tail looks like it would really hurt somebody. So yeah, great job of modeling this one. Okay, so that might be just my personal opinion, but it looks more like an herbivore, like a patchy, like an oversized patchy rhino. But it's actually a carnivore. So, let's put that saddle on this little dino and we are going for a ride. So first of all, you can shoot off its back, which is always a plus. His stomps sound like the normal Rex. The vanilla Rex. Right mouse button is the normal chomp attack. 113 damage on 250% melee. The left mouse button is a slice attack with his big front claws. Uncharacteristically big for a predator, by the way. And they hit 3 times. Do much more damage than the bite attack, actually. So this is what you want to use for close range. That really maximizes your damage output. Alright, Terizinos are still getting pissed. control button is a roar. A really nice sounding roar, to be exact. I really like that one. I also like the sprinting animation, really smooth. Nice looking animal for sure. Let me see, what does this attack do? I have no idea. I can only use it like every 20 seconds and then it goes on cooldown. Like this one. It's a different attack than this one. So I have to look this up. Ah, okay, now I understand. The C button actually applies a bleed effect on enemies. Alright, so I actually have a spreadsheet open now because this guy actually does so much stuff that I couldn't keep it all in my mind. So, first of all, it is naturally armored, which means it takes 15% less damage from all sources. So 15% of damage is completely ignored from all sources. So that means 15% of damage from bosses as well. So this could actually be a viable option for Dragon, which is not an herbivore. Like a viable carnivore for dragon fight, who knows? Next thing it can do is actually sit, which is super cute. You can tell it to sit down. And look how cute this looks. I love this. Look at this. It can still look at you. It's just, oh, what do you want me to do, master? Looks super cute, in my opinion. Sadly, you cannot mount it in this state. You have to tell it to stand back up again. Amazing. Okay, so it is also immune to electrical attacks, which means no electrical damage, no debuffs, and no radiation. It is immune to radiation. You can take it down to the dragons in the radioactive zone or in the red zone and kill some Reaper Creeds. Who knows? This makes them one of the, in my opinion, one of the best mounts. Maybe even better than Rock Drakes for exploration in the red zone. Who knows? Okay, so about the rage mechanic that this creature actually have. You see this little heart symbol that actually fills up anytime it takes a lot of damage. So what this rage mechanic does, it is similar to the Giga, but in a dressed difference to the Giga. It doesn't bug you off, so you are completely safe from this animal. It doesn't start attacking its rider when it gets too angry. But what it actually does is, when it fills completely up to the max, you take 15% reduced damage on top of the 15% you already receive. So you have 30% reduced damage against bosses, because I would assume any boss does enough damage to this thing to actually trigger that effect. So you take 30% reduced damage against bosses as long as the rage meter is full. It drains torpor. You do a bunch of more damage, like 50% more damage. It regenerates stamina and torpor, and movement speed is increased by 25%. So this animal actually wants to have its rage meter full. It gets so many bonus effects as long as the heart symbol in the top right corner is full. So you always want to be at full front, taking as much damage as you can, so you can trigger this juicy buff you get from it. So you remember before when I said it's immune to electrical effects, right? Just like radiation and other electrical effects. It's not only immune to those, it profits from them. It gets a buff anytime somebody tries to electrify it or apply a debuff to it, like on the radiated zone in Aberration. So it triggers a buff effect, which is called voltage charge. And while voltage charge is active, you take reduced damage You regenerate stamina and HP, deal more damage, and drain 50 torpor each second. So this guy is actually stacking so many different buffs at once that it would be so good to use in the red zone on Aberration. I give you a little like example. So you get just as it is, it gets 15% reduced damage, right? Then you have the saddle, which also gives you 25% less damage, or gives you 25% armor. Then a Reaper Queen attacks you, and you stack the rage buff, and the rage buff gives you more damage and even more armor. And then you're constantly getting afflicted by radiation, which buffs the creature even more and gets you even more armor and damage. So it stacks so many different buffs. It wants to be in the middle of the fight. It's a great creature, and the damage output it can receive when it stacks all of these buffs at once is enormous. So, great creature overall, but that was not it. There's so much more stuff. As long as Voltage Charge is active, the Spearcrest's melee attacks actually apply a on-hit effect, so every single melee attack hits the enemy twice. But the second attack is like half the Spearcrest's normal melee. So you get like 1.5 melee attacks as long as you are afflicted with the voltage charge buff. So there's even more and even more damage. The next thing is the Spearcrest has an AoE buff to all animals of your team within a 4,500 unit radius, which makes them pretty much also immune to anything that's electrical damage. They take 90% reduced damage from anything that's like electrical in the 4,500 zone. So the Spearcrest is actually a giant lightning rod. It gives protection from anything that's in a 4,500 unit radius around the thing. The last but not least buff thing that I want to talk about this beautiful dinosaur is the sea attack that I used before, right? This one. So it's not any bleed effect that it afflicts the broken bones debuff that the Dinosuchus has. So it scales with the HP of the enemy creature that you are using it on. It has a stamina cost of 100, you cannot use it while you're moving, and it has a 12-second cooldown. But it's a Dinosuchus broken bones debuff, which means you can 100% use it on any boss. So let's try this one. Yeah, the fact that it's broken bones means the animal needs to actually move. But it's 100% a broken bones debuff, just like the Dinosuchus had. So this is actually a dinosaur Dinosuchus with so many different buffs that it can stack and stack and stack. It's amazing. So as a dinosaur on its own, it's already pretty neat. Like a small Tyrannosaurus, but what it actually wants is getting all into that extremely heavy hitting enemy dinos in very hazardous regions of the Ark maps, like Aberration and stuff. The more hazardous the region is, the more damage this beautiful creature can actually dish out to its foes around it. And the actual protection against electric attacks of like 4,500 units around it is also extremely valuable for your team. So yeah, that was all there was about the Spearcrest. I don't think I ever reviewed an animal that had so many different buffs and different mechanics in its kit. And it's really refreshing. I really love this one. I'm probably looking for a high level one and try it out in the red zone against the Reaper Queens on Aberration. So, I hope you found this video helpful. I am Fuko, and I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye.